Hello and welcome to our video, 10 informations you need to know about yesterday. In this video, we'll be covering some of the most important events that took place yesterday, giving you a quick summary of each one. SNP to change tactics. According to iNews, the SNP is shifting its focus to a more long-term strategy of convincing voters to support independence instead of pressing for a second referendum. The party's recently elected leader, Humza Yousaf, aims to raise public support for leaving the UK to a level that consistently exceeds 50%. During an ITV interview, Yousaf expressed his hopes of achieving independence within the next 5 years. He plans to unify the party by offering government positions to his defeated rivals after narrowly winning the leadership contest. DeSantis ahead in key state. A recent poll revealed that DeSantis is leading Donald Trump by 8 points in the early key state of Iowa for the Republican presidential nomination. Despite this, The Times reported that the two men are still expected to have a close fight in other states with early primaries. Although wider surveys have indicated that Trump is in the lead, national polls show him with a comfortable advantage, with a recent Monmouth University survey putting him at 41% among party voters compared to DeSantis' 27%. Daily Mail accused again. According to Doreen Lawrence, the Daily Mail hired private investigators to hack into her phone, potentially hindering the police investigation into her son's murder. The Duke of Sussex and Elton John were also in attendance at the High Court to hear legal arguments in their cases against Associated Newspapers, which owns the Daily Mail, the Mail on Sunday, and Mail Online. They allege that the publications have extensively used illicit tactics to obtain stories for more than 2 decades, while the Mail has rejected all allegations as unfounded smears. Economically inactive worry. During a speech at the London School of Economics, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey stated that the trend for early retirement has contributed to the rise in interest rates and inflation. Bailey also mentioned that the decrease in the number of people in the workforce was one of the reasons why the bank had to raise bank rates significantly. According to The Telegraph, Bailey's remarks are the most explicit signal to date that the bank is worried about the number of individuals retiring early, especially given Chancellor Jeremy Hunt's efforts to encourage more people to return to work. Deaths in U.S. school shooting. A primary school shooting in Nashville has left 6 people dead, 3 of whom were children aged 8 or 9. The Covenant School, a private Christian school catering to students aged 3 to 11, was the location of the tragic incident. The shooter, identified as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, was fatally shot by police. Law enforcement officials told ABC News that Hale might have been a former student at the school. Police also disclosed that he had left behind writings and had scoped out a second location for a possible attack. More protests after Israel U-turn. Dr. Shikma Bressler, a key leader of the Israeli protest movement, has pledged that demonstrations will persist after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu postponed contentious judicial reforms until next month. "We will continue protesting as long as the legislation remains and is not put on hold," Bressler stated. According to Haaretz, a major Israeli newspaper, Netanyahu's decision to postpone the reforms indicates that he has lost his influence. Opposition leader Yair Lapid dubbed it the greatest crisis in the nation's history. Video game addicts attack parents. According to a specialist NHS clinic, children addicted to computer games are assaulting their parents. The Center for Gaming Disorders, the first of its kind, has treated 745 patients, including 327 people last year, since it opened in October 2019. The majority of patients were teenage boys. The Times reported that some patients informed doctors that they would rather be dead than not game, while others have stopped attending school and skipped meals in order to continue playing their games. The report indicated that the problem intensified during the lockdown period when children took refuge in online friendships. New rights for landlords and tenants. According to The Times, the UK government has announced that landlords will be permitted to evict tenants who cause disturbances to neighbours, damage property, or fail to pay rent. Reasons for eviction will include tenants who are consistently problematic due to their noisy behavior, drunkenness, drug use, and property damage. The Renters Reform Bill will provide protections for tenants, including prohibiting no-fault evictions and landlords from raising rent more than once annually. The move comes amid an increased focus on landlords due to the cost of living crisis. German tanks sent to Ukraine. Germany has announced the first delivery of tanks to Ukraine, with 18 Leopard 2 main battle tanks shipped after Ukrainian crews underwent full training. Ukraine has also received around 40 Marder infantry fighting vehicles, according to sources cited by Der Spiegel. Reports from Ukraine suggest that Challenger 2 tanks from the UK have also been delivered. US cops use facial recognition. According to the BBC, US law enforcement agencies have used facial recognition technology almost 1 million times, as revealed by the CEO of Clearview, Hone Tundat. He also disclosed that his company had scraped 30 billion images from social media platforms such as Facebook without user consent. Critics of the technology argue that its use by police is too intrusive and creates a never-ending police lineup for everyone. However, a U.S. police chief has defended its use, stating that officers view facial recognition as a lead rather than a definitive identification tool.